At Riley, we regard a handmade snooker table as a thing of beauty. This belief is as strong today as it was when the first table left our workshops over 114 years ago. To maintain our superlative standards, a careful and considerate selection of materials and painstaking attention to detail are crucial in our quest to handcraft and install the finest snooker tables in the world. The Aristocrat table is supplied in conveniently sized packages, logically arranged to make it easy to follow the assembly process. It is imperative that you protect the area around you. Here our fitters are laying out dust sheets to prevent any possible damage to the customer's room. Lay out the boxes containing the table frame and the legs. It will make it easier to assemble if you arrange the parts in the correct logical sequence. As you can see, the frame and legs are relatively easy to assemble together. When installing the table bolts, you must ensure that they are tight. This table will need to support 1,000 kilograms of slate. Once the frame and legs have been assembled, this is usually the most convenient time to add the rest hooks and any other accessories. You must then install the slate support system. Mark the center of each of the frame's cross supports to ensure that the slate support cross members will be exactly in the center of the playing surface. Install the support brackets at these points. Once the brackets have been installed, add the cross members. These will be adjusted once the slate is in position. Our fitters level the frame at this stage using a spirit level and the leg levelers that are supplied with your table. It is worth taking the time over this process to reduce the amount of time required once the slate is in position. It is then time to install the slate. Start with the middle slate and centralize to the frame by careful measurement. Ensure that it is square to the frame, and it will then be easier to line up the remaining pieces. Once in place, measure all around the table and adjust accordingly. Correct alignment of the slate and the frame are key to the final appearance of the table. The weight of the slate will cause the table to settle, and so it will need to be leveled again slightly at this point. Use a mechanical jack to lift. Do not attempt a manual handle. In order to install the cloth, the slate underlinings will need to be fixed in position as shown here. Carefully cut to shape and ensure that the battens do not obscure the pocket openings in any way. It is now possible to adjust the slate support system. Tighten the brackets to ensure that the central cross members are tight to the underside of the slate. This guarantees proper support of the playing surface. Even slate can sag over time if not braced correctly. The cushions would normally be dressed in the workshop, but you can see here our craftsman applying the cloth to the cushion assembly. Cushion cloth is pulled tight over the rubber and fixed carefully to ensure that optimum response is the result. Take care to ensure that the nap on the cloth is running in the correct direction. Since the quality of the cushions is so vital, we will only supply completed assemblies for installation by non-Riley fitters. Make sure you file off any sharp edges on the pocket openings of the slate underlinings. When installing the cloth, first lay it on the slate and drag it over the surface. This removes any dust or any other imperfections prior to stretching the cloth. This will avoid having to remove the cloth once fitted if an imperfection can be found under the surface. Lay the cloth on the slate with the nap running from the baulk to the black spot. cloth must be stretched tight. Our fitters find it easier to work from the center pockets as shown here. You will need to use a clamp to hold the cloth while stretching it. Cloth is held in place with the tacks provided, and it is easier to use a magnetic hammer if you have one. Table spots are hand-marked according to World Snooker specifications. Completed cushion assemblies are bolted to the side of the slate. You can clearly see here the galvanized steels of the cushion assembly. Cushions are positioned exactly using pocket templates to ensure all tables are prepared to exact specification. Hand-stitch the pocket leathers to all pocket plates and ensure that the net assembly and ball runners are in place. Then start fixing the freezes. Fix one at a time. The completed pocket assemblies are inserted into the holes at the end of each freeze. You must ensure that the freezes fit tightly together, otherwise you will not be able to fit the complete set. Gentle adjustment with a mallet may be required to ensure a tight fit. The side panels should now be inserted into place, and they will conceal all visible bolt heads. At this point, fix the ball runners in position. Final table markings are made using a billiard table pencil. It is usual to use black markings on a home table, although the white markings used on television can be made should the customer request. Markings should be made to World Snooker Association specifications. It is imperative that the cloth is ironed before use. Remember, the nap must run from baulk to black spot, and the cloth must therefore only be ironed in this direction. Handmade by craftsmen in the UK, the Riley Aristocrat is constructed from specially selected mahoganies and hardwoods. Correct installation is key to ensuring that the end customer is delighted with the table. A properly assembled Riley Aristocrat is a source of pride for owners the world over.